Welcome to the premiere episode of Deep Dive. This is not going to be a comedic thing. This is an educational thing. I'm going to use my Discogs randomizer, and we are going to pick one random record, and then I'm going to go into the artist that made that record, interesting tidbits, the record itself, any hit songs that were on it, where it ranked in the charts, where it fit in the catalog of that artist, and then we're going to go through and do a 10-20 second clip, as much as it'll allow me, of each song and kind of give it a little deeper dive into this record and this artist. And so you're not going to see much of me. It's going to be a lot of voiceover work. Only thing you're ever going to see in the beginnings is a green screen thing like we have here, but it's going to be very short in the beginning of me picking the random records. So now that we've had the very first intro, you're not going to see my ugly mug anymore, except for a little bit at the beginning. Take care, and I hope you enjoy your first deep dive. Let's find out who it is. I still don't even know who it is. All right, time for our random record. Let's see what it picked. Ooh, Herman's Hermits, second album. This is good. I know the Herman's Hermits. I like one of the songs on the album quite well, but I really don't know much more about them as a band and other records of theirs. This is going to be a good deep dive. I think it's time we go down. The good old Herman's Hermits. Just like other bands from back in the day, they had people in the name that don't actually exist in the band, like the Thompson Twins, Greta Van Fleet, Molly Hatchet. No one was named Herman, and they were not hermits. How'd they get the name? Well, the band's name come from a resemblance noticed by a pub owner in Manchester, England, between the lead singer and frontman of the band, Peter Noon, and Sherman from the Rocky and Bullwinkle cartoon. Remember him?
My name is Peabody. I suppose you know yours. I guess you're wondering about this contraption. It belongs to Sherman. He's my boy. Here, Sherman. Here, boy. Shake hands. Say hello.
Hello.
Smart as a whip, isn't he?
Sherman was shortened to Herman and then became Herman and His Hermits, which soon was shortened to Herman's Hermits. The members of the band were the previously mentioned Peter Noon, who is the most recognizable member of the band on lead vocals, Derek Lackenby on lead guitar, Keith Hopwood on rhythm guitar, Carl Green on bass, and Barry Whitwam on drums. The original core lineup did not have much time and many records that they could release. Peter Noon left the band in 1970, but for the first 5 years of their existence, they released 7 records. In 1965, they released Herman's Hermits, their first album. Then the one that we're talking about today, Herman's Hermits on Tour. Then they released Hold On in 1966, along with both sides of Herman's Hermits in 1966. And then 1967, there's a kind of Hush All Over the World and Blaze were both released in that year. And finally, their last studio album together with the core group was Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter in 1968. As a band, they were very successful. They had 19 Billboard Top 100 hits. Let's look at the list right here. We've got Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter, and I'm Henry VIII I Am. Both were number 1 hits. Peaking at number 2 was Can't You Hear My Heartbeat, followed by the number 3 hit, Listen People. Stopping up at the top at number 4 was There's a Kind of Hush and Wonderful World. Silhouettes stopped at number 5 along with Dandy. Just a Little Bit Better was at number 7, A Must to Avoid peaked at number 8, and Leaning on a Lamppost peaked at number 9. Wow, I recognize and remember a lot of those songs. What a great band, great history. Now let's move on to this record particular itself and dig a little deeper into it. Yes, this is a Herman's Hermit album, but let's be honest and realistic. In those days, they did not write their songs. These songs were written by other people, and the producer of the record, Mickey Most, this is his record. It was his genius of the collection of the songs, bringing them together on this record. I mean, let's look at the hit songs that were on here. I'm Henry VIII I Am, that was a remake of a song that hit twice in 1957 for the Diamonds and the Rays. And there was a song, Silhouettes. Well, that was Rob Cruz's song. And the lead-off track, Can't You Hear My Heartbeat? That was also Rob Cruz. So let's think of another one that's on here. You might hear the For Your Love. Oh, I've heard that song before. Yeah, it was a big hit for the Yardbirds. But all of these songs were done by the Herman's Hermits and produced so well by Mickey Most, it makes it a great album. Some of them actually are kind of cool because that For Your Love was actually recorded before the Yardbirds did it. And the Can't You Hear My Heartbeat also was done before the other artists that made it popular came to be. So that is a background of this record. So let's take a look at each track individually and have a listen to them and see what we got to think about that.
Every time I see you looking my way, baby, baby, can't you hear my heartbeat? In the bar or walking down the highway, baby, baby, can't you hear my heartbeat? I'm entering the eighth, I am, entering the eighth, I am. I got married to the widow next door. She's been married 7 times before, and everyone doesn't enter it.
Ellery!
Wouldn't have a Willie or a Sam.
Or a Sam!
I'm an eighth-old man, I'm entering the eighth, I am. Why does the sun go on shining? Why does the sea rush to shore? Came into view and then what could I do? And so here I go into a world where I can dream on, just thinking of you. I gotta dream on, that's all I can do. Now you once again, don't try to hurt me or you pay. Yeah. Took a walk past your house late last night. All the shades were pulled and drawn way down tight. From within the dim light cast 2 silhouettes on the shade of the lonely couple. Heartbeat, why do you miss when my baby kisses me? My soul was a swaying to the beat of your heart, and your lips were saying that we won't dance apart. Once I thought that we'd grow old, but now it seems you have come home. Tell me, baby, baby, what's wrong with you? Tell me, baby, tell me, baby. Got no bags and baggage to slow me down.
That was a great deep dive. I learned a lot about Herman's Hermits that I did not know before. It's a good album, great tracks on it. As I mentioned before, in a time where singles were the big thing, it actually flows because, yeah, there were some hits on there, but there were some slower songs. There was a kind of a country song at the end, that Traveling Light one. So there's some variety on there for being teen-centric, teeny popper music. It's really good. I cannot wait to find more. This is the only record I got of Herman's Hermits. On that list, you saw there's a song called Dandy. I do have the 45 for Dandy, and I love that one too. So, yeah, definitely pick it up. It's a good record, and I hope you enjoyed me on this very first deep dive. We dove in deep. Got a little bit wet. I think I got to go dry off. Take care.
Told you.
You gotta go there.
Forget it. I'm not going anywhere. I don't care what you do.
Second verse, same as first. I am Henry the Eighth, I am. Henry the Eighth, I am. I got married to the widow next door. She's been married 7 times before, and everyone was Henry. And Willie Arthur. No, sir, him the eighth old man of Henry. Henry the Eighth, I am. Henry the Eighth, I am. Second verse, same as the first. I, Henry the Eighth, I am. Henry the Eighth, I am. I got married to the widow next door.
All right. Stop singing. I'll go anywhere you want to. Just don't sing anymore.